I got a text message from a friend asking me, have you watched the new season of Love is Blind? And I said, no, but I've been hearing about this particular guy. And they said, you got to watch it. You need to tune into it. And so I started looking at it, and I had another friend reach out to me and said, are you interested in interviewing him? And I said, this can be quite controversial. And you know, on the Dear Future Wifey podcast, it's all about transparency and vulnerability. And I didn't want to be a person that didn't allow this brother to have a safe space to share his heart. And so without further ado, welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. My homie, Tyler Francis. What's up, King?
What's going on, boss? I appreciate you having me here.
We here now. Yeah.
Oh, we here now, baby. We here now. Child, we are here now, okay? I don't know where we been. We've been all around the world, and we can't find Tyler's 3 babies, but here we are now, okay? Anywho, y'all, let me bring myself up to this whole screen real quick so I can go ahead and make this introductions. All right. I don't think I like this. I don't know why I don't like this one. All right, there we go. Hey, welcome to another round. I'm your host, Jay, and we are back with some more Love is Blind reaction videos. Child, this drink just keeps getting stronger and stronger as we keep drinking it, okay? I don't know. I might have to put this cup down, but hey, we here for another round and another and another and another. I have a special guest with me today. You know what I'm saying? Technically, she needs no introduction, but she got one. So I'm going to go ahead and give her one. She's going to join me today as we break down, at least as much as we can within an hour's time. We're only going to be here for an hour today, y'all. We'll be back with some more tomorrow, but we're going to only be here for an hour today. So let's get into my special guest for today.
Well, never mind. You know what? I don't care, Way. I doubt.
It's Seaway's world.
Never mind. You know what? I don't care, Way. So negative becomes a negative. Bye, Way. Get a +1. Because you'd be a secondary. You'd be a channel. Bye. A kid of Kojo's channel. You would have your own shit. You would be the baby. A son. Let's go. Bye, Way.
Oh my God. This is crazy. Why is it not? Did it not bring you up? Why is it hating? Hold on. Let me get it off of this because now it wants to hate and act funny. So let's do this. Why? Okay. No, that's not what I want. We're not going to do that. All right. What's up, Seaway?
Hey. Ooh, my screen is blurry. Hey, guys.
Oh, child. Okay, so this thing want to be crazy today, so we just gonna leave it as because I don't have time. I'm gonna have to find me some new little cubicles.
Shout out to Kamisha.
Shout out to Kamisha, baby. It's been a while since we had to hear that, and it's so funny because I was thinking today, I was like, "How Seaway got an intro on my damn YouTube channel, and I ain't even got one for myself."
I don't have intro for none of my other stuff I do, but it took me like an hour to do that intro, to do that song. I need to make another one. We need Kamisha to go off on us again so I can get some more content.
She been calm. She been leaving us low. We ain't been messing with her. So
I don't even know what she's doing. I have no idea what she's even doing.
I have no idea either. Doing her thing, I guess, like she wants for us. So anywho.
Baby, a son. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me one, Raven. I gotta do an intro and stuff. I'm working on it. All right. I'm working on it. Yes, that was Kamisha. If y'all listen, we'll play it one more time so y'all can get the voice, okay?
Well, never mind. You know what? I don't care, Way. I doubt.
It's Seaway's world.
Way. You know what? I don't care, Way. So negative becomes a negative. Bye, Way. Get a +1. Because you'd be a secondary. You'd be a channel. Bye. A kid of Kojo's channel. You would have your own shit. You would be the baby. A son. Let's go. Bye, Way.
All right, seriously though.
hilarious.
All right, let's try to decipher some of this. I don't even know what to call this thing. Okay, I'm like, I don't know. It's just
Just for y'all, I'm legit live watching this. I already told Jay. I chose not to ingest any of his lies into my system, but I'm doing it for y'all today. I have not seen this. So only the clips I've seen. So we're live. I'm live watching it. So
yeah. So she's about to be as shocked as y'all. So if y'all see her mouth on the floor a few times.
I haven't watched it because I refused. So here we go.
Since you're here, just at any point you want me to just go ahead and stop so you can have your say on some stuff.
Okay.
Just Elsie said the same. She only seen some clips.
I ain't finna let you lie to me.
No, sir. All right, just let me know. All right, if there's anything that stick out, if I haven't stopped it by now, just let me know. All right. So we get into some of this intro, I guess.
You don't have to skip through not 2 hours. We can listen to 2 hours.
No, we ain't doing a full time. Like I said, this says part 1 anyway, because I'm like, yeah. It gets in the middle. It gets a little tricky, and it gets hard to dissect. So it can run, it can run a little longer than it's supposed to, thanks to him. Let me see here. Do we really need any of his background? Or probably not, but let's see where we start at. I don't know. Okay. Let's see.
Dude, you coming here today. You didn't know anything about Dear Future Wifey podcast. After being asked to come on, you watched a couple of episodes, correct?
Absolutely.
And first of all, what did you think about it?
I think this is a great podcast. I think this is the only podcast for me to come on and speak my truth. From watching what I've seen, you give a platform to people to speak their truth, a comfortable space. Feel like you're not looking for any clicks. You're looking for honesty. You're just looking for someone to come here and speak and just, like you said, chop it up and just
chop it up.
We're here to talk.
I like how he framed all of that real quick before I skip some of this, because
why he looks so little on that big behind seat? He looks like a little mini man in that seat.
I don't know, but I like how he framed this, because just like I played the intro of Latarius basically telling us that he didn't even want to give Tyler a platform to lie on in the first place. Mm-hmm. But because his platform is based off of being transparent, not actually truthful, but being transparent, which is a different thing. He's like, okay, I'll give you the space.
And he said back, he thinks this is a safe space for him to lie. So
he said to tell his truth.
He laid the foundation here. He feels like he's in a safe, comfortable space to lie, which to Dear Future Wifey, what is it, Latarius? Is how you say his name? We got a name on him, child. Latarius, what he was trying to explain to Ricky and Jesse Wu, these men are only going to come on these places if they feel like they have a safe space to lie. So I'm glad we found out that that's what he feel like he had. So there we go.
Because he for sure said this is the only platform that I will come on.
Oh, he should have went on the White People podcast. They would have let him lie too.
Oh yeah, Nick Val. They would have let him. They would have let him. But but this is the only one that Netflix is gonna send him on.
Well, they sent him here because they thought they know that he needs to be redeemed with the Black community, and they thought that sending him someplace where we are fond of, a platform that we're fond of, was gonna work.
Yeah. I get it. Okay, so never mind. You haven't seen it yet, so I can't even ask this question. So I'm not going to ask this question until later. All right, let's just kind of get through some more of this. Let me see, because it's not tabbed, so I can't really jump the way I would like to. And of course, I ain't watch it a second time, so I can take notes to figure out where I need to be. So let's just figure some stuff out.
I have an agenda on this episode. I have an agenda because it's all about healing. As a Black man, I love you. I care about you. I care about your emotional well-being. Along with that, I care about Bri. I care about Deshauna, and I care about, most importantly, your queen that took vows with you, and that's Ashley. And the reason why I say most importantly is that when people take vows with their particular person, hopefully we all take them for better or for worse, through sickness and health, and to death do we part, among other things. And so when this queen took these vows with you, she's getting a lot of negativity. She's getting a lot of people saying that she is unwise with marrying you, when this whole experiment and this experience that y'all went through is an opportunity for her to date outside of her typical preference and to have an emotional connection with somebody that supersedes the physical. Luckily, both y'all are attractive people, so y'all went both ways. But a lot of times a lot of people are saying that she lost by taking a vow with you with the information that has come to the world's knowledge. What do you feel about your wife being attacked as much as she is?
For me, this is attack me. I've said it multiple times, attack me. She had nothing to do with this situation. I will say 20 times anywhere, she does not condone leaving kids. She doesn't condone abandoning kids. She loves all her nephews. She's a very loving person. What people don't understand, or they do understand, they just want to hear sometimes, is it's been a year.
Yeah.
She has information and people say, no, you don't. She doesn't have to share her personal information. Does she check me for things? Absolutely. That's what a wife does. Will she check me in front of cameras? No, I wouldn't do it to her either.
That's good.
So what we talk about in private, a lot of it may never be public. And I get that what was shown was entertainment.
Right.
It was entertainment, but now our lives are real. So the part that you've seen on TV, what was shown, that was the entertaining part. This is real. So if she doesn't step in front of camera and drag me through the mud like everyone else is doing, she's a pygmy, she's a bird. She's not that at all. You won't check her in her face. I'll tell you that, because I won't either.
That was to you, C-Way.
Honestly, I can promise you almost everybody I know who has called her a bird on the internet, I have, Ricky has, Jesse Wu definitely has, would have no problem telling her that she's a bird to her face. I'm very confident. Even the way Ricky tried to check Latarius about how he did her in interviews, these ain't scary people. Nobody's scared of Ashley. No one's scared of Big Bird. We would tell her.
Tyler is.
Huh?
Tyler is.
Tyler's scared of Big Bird. We're not scared of Big Bird. We would let her know.
Look, they said
I don't say nothing on the internet. I can't say to people to their face. Trust. How many Ready Your Love people have come up to me and has my energy switched once? I don't care. If I'm gonna say it on the internet, I'll say it to you.
Yeah, and this is a very good point that Capricorn Lord Jesus, now I sound crazy. Capricorn moon goddess is saying very protective to challenge people to check her in her face. It's like, sir, you're making you're tempting people.
Yeah, don't dare people, actually, because a lot of people, the reason why they wouldn't check her is because at the end of the day, people try to let people do them. At the end of the day, they're gonna say what they gotta say and be like, look, your circus, not ours. But if you want us to tell her to her face that she's a big bird,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, you want us to convince us that Ashley is this person that knows how to make a sound decision. All you have to say is she knows the information and she made her decision. You ain't got to tell nobody, don't call her nothing, don't do. People gonna do what they gonna do. They ain't worried about you, Tyler.
I think if everybody's calling you, if everyone's calling your wife a bird, that's one thing, especially about TikTok and why I love TikTok. TikTok is probably the most authentic place that you're going to find in our current universe right now with the world full of fake. TikTok, the way the algorithm is set up, it's not set up to curate anything. You can't curate anything on TikTok. So on TikTok, if everyone's calling her a bird, this is everybody's individual opinions that happen to meet up in one space. So they just think like YouTube, you have your own community where it's a lot of cult-like followings. Instagram, you curate what you want to curate. If they're calling you a bird on TikTok, then you're a effing pájaro. Okay? That's what you are. That's what you are.
And just flock with it. Tweet, B.
Yeah.
Tweet.
Like the wings.
It's bird season. Enjoy the mating calls. Enjoy being watched. Enjoy. Soar high, my love.
That's it.
Be free. Like what did he say on the other guys? I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. Fly, boo.
Yeah, Ashley just needs to, don't talk to us anymore. No more tweets. No more IG stories.
Just be happy in your marriage. Like
we don't exist. How about that? Ignore us.
Exactly. Just be happy in your marriage. It's been a year. F us.
Is he happy with that man?
Question to you is
At all, boo. I said the same thing. At all.
Go ahead, because she's probably paying for that man right now too, on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
He
Made
look
you
like
decide to go on Netflix's Love Is Blind?
I've heard so many people say this, and I honestly mean it. I don't watch TV. Ashley can vouch for me. I don't watch reality TV. I'm still old school. I go to the movies, still buy the popcorn at the movies. They reached out on my LinkedIn. I had no clue what the show was about. Went through the entire process, figured it wasn't a scam because they didn't ask for any bank information. So I was like, we're good here. Got on the show. Once going to the show, I just figured.
Didn't need any bank information, so we good.
right, Mr. Evictions had to make sure of that.
I've been seeing you in the hole already. See, he's feeling comfortable already. He telling some of his truth, y'all. Yeah.
Evictions, the truth gonna come out. People need to start looking for the truth in between the truth. Don't be looking at what he's saying. Look at the other stuff that ain't related to nothing. Mr. Eviction is gonna tell y'all what it is.
There's truth he is saying. So part of what Easton was saying is right. He is telling the truth. It's just not the truth that y'all want.
Right. Oh, you gotta listen. Okay.
I've tried love every other way. You know, I've done the dating apps, been in these streets, and nothing comes from it. It's so hard to find a wife. So if you have an opportunity to try something out of the norm, not saying that I was going for a wife, but why not go try? Luckily, I came out with a wife, but it was all worth it. We know why not.
So from a curiosity standpoint, after they started entertaining you in the DMs, did it make you go and watch the previous seasons?
No, so I had to ask, like, should I go watch? But I'm a study type of person. So if I watch something, I'm watching it to study.
And you go start calculating how you're supposed to move.
Yes, and then try to act like specific people. And they're like, no, if that's who you are, don't even go look. So I avoided watching the show for that specific reason because I'm just going to be me and this is what you'll get.
So going on the show, you were prepared to actually, if all things and all hearts and minds are clear, that you said, I would get married at the end of this experiment.
Oh, absolutely. Any of my friends, family could tell you that that's all I've ever wanted was love. So I'm like a love searching. I didn't get it much growing up. So I'm someone who just constantly seeks love.
What do you mean you didn't get it much growing up?
So my dad wasn't around, which was shown. My mom was a survivor. You know, people grow up surviving. She had to work all these jobs. So for us, it was me, my brother, and my sister. And all we had was each other fun outside. There was no kisses goodnight. There was no I love yous. I think the first time my mom told me she loved me, I was about to get deployed overseas. I was leaving. That was the first time in 19 years I heard her say it.
And what's your position in the military?
I was a cook.
You was a cook?
Yeah. I heard some other stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I was a cook on a ship. So I know people are running around saying I was these other things. I wasn't. I was a cook.
So you're no longer in the military now?
No, I got out in 2017.
But you do have a government job now?
No. So I was working for Exelon Energy for a long time, which was nuclear security. And now I do sales. So I run a business called Temporary Wall Systems. It's a franchise, but it's me running the entire business.
So people.
What's that called? What is it called?
The business? Let me see. Let me go back.
What did you say?
Where are we at? Let me see. Sorry. Let me make sure I'm just not going back too far.
This is what we need El Cid for. El Cid, you supposed to be helping us out in the comments.
I wasn't. I was a cook.
So you're no longer in the military now?
No, I got out in 2017.
But you do have a government job now?
No. So I was working for Exelon Energy for a long time, which was nuclear security. And now I do sales. So I run a business called Temporary Wall Systems. It's a franchise.
Temporary Wall Systems.
He said so fast. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Is it real?
It's a real franchise.
Is it really his? He's running.
Oh, I don't even know.
You know, again, I'm gonna say there's one thing I want to say, and then when I jump back to his mind, when I was watching this live, I seen a lot of people all in the comments like, "He a cook? You go to the military to be a cook, baby? When you in the military, everybody got a position. Yeah, they got to eat. They don't hire people outside.
They
don't
give
hire
you
outside people.
Yeah, they give you whatever type of job. So
yeah,
he has a job, so that's cool.
When you get in there, you get something. You got some type of work in there.
Then he shouldn't be fighting to pay for the child support that he owes, since it looks like he has a decent job
at all. And I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you can always go be a cook still. So you can always go.
He's an account manager of it, but told Val Fowles he's a part owner. See, that would make sense, because how you go from being a security guard to knowing how to run an entire franchise? I mean, it makes sense that he just works there.
But he told Val he's a part owner, but now he's saying on this one he's running the entire.
Yeah, but he's a liar. Who knows?
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, why y'all stress? You know, I know y'all wanted to get some truth, or thought y'all was gonna get some truth, but he's volunteering lies.
So it's someone else's. Capricorn says it's someone else's franchise, but he's running it. So he's a manager.
Okay, so now he's a glorified manager. That's what he's saying now. Like
either way, right? Sounds like he got money to pay that child support then.
Either way. But hey,
good for him.
I figured that he was trying to have a job that was off the books, so he don't have to pay the child support. But if they got a W-2 form for him or a W-9 form for him, hey. Guess what? Your checks will go bye-bye. You can keep pushing it back. I know he pushed the court date back. He asked for extension. So the court date get pushed back. But just because you push it back doesn't mean that this payment stopped because you asked for extension. They going to still add up the extended dates with it. So do your thing. It is off the books. That's what I'm saying. Unless he getting paid on the table, I don't know. But now that you said that there's a job out there, if this is where he's actually working, they can still go to that job and have your stuff garnished. So he can just hope. All he can do is hope that the person that employed him pays him under the table and just says that he only making so much. But if let's
not get him no ideas.
Well, shoot, that's on them because that's on there in their books if they want to do that. If they want to help that man out. Little cat, what you doing? Lord Jesus. But there was something he said. He said his mom didn't actually show him affection until.
And that was another lie. I was looking at that lady. That lady looks like white trash from Staten Island. He over here talking about his mom is Serbian. They said his mom from Staten Island. Now, maybe she's of Serbian descent from Staten Island, but this is another lie. I'm looking at this lady tatted up, looking like white trash from Staten Island. All he do is tell lies. That's all he does. No accent, no nothing.
Somebody else just said it right there. No accent.
She looks like she could be from Indiana now. She looked like she could be from South Bend. That's what the hell she looked like. Talk about Serbian. 5 generations ago.
Y'all go get on my nerves. Not today.
She's Serbian.
Nah, she looked like she'd be on the show. She kind of was giving a little bit though.
Yeah, well, maybe. All right, that's a side note though.
Anyway, yeah, we moving on. Sorry.
But it's me running the entire business.
So people online have been saying you've been misleading people on your profession.
No, that's when I applied for the show, I was nuclear security. So I had been there for 10 years.
Okay.
So I've done it for a very long time. And I wanted to get away from it because it was a very boring, it was boring. So you protect it, but it was a sit there. I didn't get to talk to people every day. I'm someone who loves to interact with people. So I was like, what can I do? Switched over to sales, ended up with a great guy. His name's Drew. He runs the entire business. And he was like, look, I bought a franchise.
Didn't you just say you run the entire business?
He gonna lie in one sitting.
That's why you can't lie, because you got to keep up with all your lies and make them make sense. Okay. But let's get this. You was at a job for 10 years. That means you tenured in. You got good benefits, all this stuff like that. But because Bride put you on child support, we gonna quit that job and say, hey, I want to go into sales. And my excuse is I like people. I've been doing a job. I like people so much that I will sit at a job with no people for 10 years. And then one day I just say, you know what? I don't like it. I like people more.
Now we both twinning with our hair. Looking like we tired of life. After what's his face blew the hell out of me yesterday between Easton. That's Easton.
Easton gave me a headache, boo.
And Mr. Tussle a lot, John. Oh no, I'm tired.
Oh shoot, we missed it, Elsie. We missed it.
Was Elsie on last night? It was a fool.
I think she left early. She missed it. I don't know if she checked out. I don't know about the military giving you a whatever type job, But if you don't have the ASVAB scores to choose what type of job you want, the military puts you where they need you to be, possibly.
Oh, well, yeah.
I wonder what branch he is.
Well, they said Navy, right? On the boat?
He was in the Navy?
I thought they said Navy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I guess I have to ask my cousin because he was in the Navy and he ended up being a cook too, but he actually can cook. So I don't know if that's part of the reason why he is a cook, because he likes cooking, or if he didn't pass his test that Trey is talking about.
Look, you never know. Oh, in the snow stop.
Well, I'm talking about my cousin. I ain't worried about Tyler. They put him anywhere. They put him in a spot where he can't lie. They like, you gonna lie, sir. So let me just put you over here and you tell us how you accidentally didn't put all this pepper in our food. Anywho, let's go.
I trust you. Let's see if you can run it. And I've been there for almost 10 months, almost coming up on a year now.
Were you surprised when I named the people I cared about? When I said I care about Bree, I care about Deshauna. One group of people that I left out that are extremely important are the kids. So I definitely care about them. Was that like, why you care about Deshauna? Why you care about Bri? I said Bree, but Bri, did that shock you to hear me say I care about them?
No, it didn't shock me. From speaking or watching your platform, if you're a God-fearing man, I don't expect you to not love anyone else, Because I believe in healing. I believe that everybody has a story that they've lived, these experiences that they have, the way they see and view life and relationships, how they're viewing you. People that are watching this podcast are going to be viewing you through their own trauma. The things that you say are going to either trigger them because they're going, I met a guy just like him, but you're not talking to Tyler. Like you're hearing Ray. You're hearing it's PTSD.
Joe. Yes, and so you're responding.
I'm this for Latarius and Nick Val podcast because they said the same thing that we watching through our own trauma and all this stuff. There are some people that do view things through that lens, and there's some of us that's actually just, I see you a blank canvas. Let me hear your story.
It's actually, I was talking to my friends. All three of us grew up 2-parent homes. All three of us parents have been married for 40 years apiece. And I think all three of us have had some of the strongest reactions to this. And I actually put in the chat, I said, I wonder why we're reacting so strongly to this, right? And we concluded that it's actually not trauma why we're responding like this. We're responding because we understand the importance of having a father that sticks around, especially in his daughter's life. They need their dad, and having the ability and the stability that we have with this structure. And so a lot of people are operating from the fact that I know what this did for me, and you're robbing your kids the opportunity of having that. On top of the fact, a lot of people are triggered not by their trauma, but by their morality. People have strong morals in the way they think life should be. And I feel like he's violating that. Not everybody is triggered because they're a baby mama or triggered because they got left with kids. And if they are, that's fair too. But we are correct. We're triggered by this through our lens of Tyler as we view the world. But it's not just stereotypical trauma. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us think this is just vile. It's repulsive. And it shouldn't be on TV.
And I'm not going to hold you. My lens in this particular case is more moral. It's a more moral lens that I see this. It's not a trauma lens or anything like that. Because when I first talked about Ashley and all this and a man with having 3 kids, I didn't see a problem with her dating that. If that's what you choose, if that's what you want, that's what on you. The only problem I would have had is because you dismissed another man for having kids. Because you really don't want it. So it's like, why did you pick this man if that's not what you actually want in real life? Right. You're betraying yourself. But I don't have a problem with any woman dating a man with kids. That's what you choose to do. That's what you choose. Just like I don't have a man.
Money, or a man that's been evicted.
Yeah.
She could date. She could do all of that.
She do all of it. Have no problem. But my problem is a man that disowns, abandons, and this goes both ways, a man or a woman. Because, if we're going to talk about the trauma side of it, my trauma probably would be being abandoned by my mom. But my mom is actually still there. I just was blessed to have more moms to count on. You know what I'm saying? So that was the beauty of it. When one wasn't right, I can go to the other.
Right.
I was blessed enough that my dad found a woman enough to be able to take on the responsibility of another woman's child. There's a blessing in that.
Right.
My mom, who the woman I call my mom, she's blessed for taking me on the way she did. You know, so it's like my moral compass says, y'all just wrong for the way that y'all going about this, because these are 3 innocent lives that didn't ask to be here. So I don't have a toxic lens or a trauma lens like that. It's more of a moral lens for me. So, and to sit on the platform, everybody's looking at it through trauma. No, we're not. Not all of us. Okay.
Not everybody is, sir.
Out of that. And so what I try to do on the Dear Future Wifey podcast is to create a safe space where you, sir, who's sitting on this yellow couch, you have the opportunity to share truth. I don't like when people say your truth. I don't like people say I'm sharing my truth, because if I've convinced myself that a lie is a truth, then I'm sharing my truth. Right. It's a lie, but I'm sharing it as truth.
Absolutely.
To me. I care about the truth. And so the Dear Future Wifey podcast is set up just like that, to be able to say, listen, I start this podcast showing my own scars, and I'm sharing this with you is because what I'm opening up the door for you to be is totally transparent and vulnerable. When I start the podcast, the first year of the podcast, God told me, hey, share with the audience. I had 500 subscribers at the time. Share with the audience of your infidelity in your past marriage. That happened 5 years prior to me starting this podcast. And I'm like, well, why would you want me to do that? Yeah. When I started sharing about my infidelity in this episode I did with Joey Greco, who is the former host of the show Cheaters. Okay. And it's a good buddy of mine. And I had him come on the podcast, and I shared that, and I sent the episode to my ex-wife before it's released, which is something I'm gonna do with you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Whatever is shared on this episode, because I care about the value of marriage, I'm going to allow you something I never do. I'm going to give you the footage. I'm gonna send you a link for Ashley to watch it so that she can be prepared with whatever is shared in this, that when it drops in 3 days, she can be prepared for it. I don't like for spouses to be blindsided on anything. That's awesome. I say all that to say, I want you to operate in truth and transparency and vulnerability and honesty on today's episode. Can I get your buy-in on that?
I got it. Let's do it.
All right. So that's what it is. So off the top, the biggest thing happened when you began to share that you had a child. You said a child in the after y'all got out of the pods, after y'all got back from the honeymoon, as you say, wasn't even a honeymoon, but the trips that y'all went to, and y'all came back and you shared that. Hindsight being 2020, do you think you should have shared that while y'all were in the pods?
So here's the thing why I didn't share it in the pods. And I can't ever go back and, I always think like, should I have done something differently? I can't regret the decisions I made. I will stick on that. But I honestly tried to protect that family. They didn't sign up for the show. At no point could I talk about that.
Of course.
And I get getting engaged is a huge step. And I try to put myself in the real world, because there's a lot of real.
I got you. I see your face. I see your face.
Keep going.
Okay.
World dating that was going on in the pods. If I was to date someone for a month, 2 months, I don't tell them everything right away.
Right.
So this, I was being upfront, and I was trying to find there was never going to be a right time to tell Ashley. And looking back, sure, absolutely. I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't. I just can't change it, but I definitely should have mentioned that. And I've said it on the reunion. It wasn't showed. Omission is not okay. I omitted to Ashley, and I admitted to that. That's something that I'll stand on.
I wonder if Tyler knows what the definition of transparency is. Little cat, get out of my bags. Lord Jesus.
I mean, and the thing is, we all know that him trying to explain this through a wall wasn't going to work. But if he chose to omit it through the wall, but not the snow falling off the thing. If he chose to admit it through the wall, and then when he got out of the pods, he fully explained the situation and not a lie, but the real situation, I think a lot of people would have had more grace, because explaining this mess through a wall, I think we all know that would have been quite hard to do. But if he came out of that and decided to tell her the truth in person immediately, so she could say, hey, I want to go to Cancun. I don't want to go to Cancun or Cabo, wherever they went. Then that would have been different. But not only did you admit it behind the wall, you're lying in person.
Right.
So F you.
Still lying. Then get back on the camera and lie some more. Or whatever. So it's like, oh, now that you're out of here, you realize omitting is part of a lie, but you're still omitting stuff right now. You get back up here and still omit more stuff, and you're still doing what Ashley says she hates the most, being a liar. So I don't understand how this interview is helping, how anybody sees this interview helps Tyler anymore. We're what, 17 minutes in, and most of that was introduction. So we're really only 2 minutes into the actual story of him being on ready. I'm not ready to love, but Love is Blind. And he's already crossing Ashley by sitting here and omitting and lying the truth. I get it. Behind the wall, like he said, it wouldn't be nothing. And then in the real world, he says, I wouldn't just like give all this information right away. You apparently in the real world, you don't give this information at all. A few people.
That's what I'm saying, Tyler.
You got enough Dunkins for the day?
I just
it's so much. It's so much, child. Like we're only 17 minutes in.
That I was wrong for. So I do wish that in my mind, if I could go back, I do wish that I could have told her. Why? Just to get her a feel, so it doesn't feel like I swindle her into a relationship. You know, when me and Ashley have conversations, again, private conversations, I sometimes get the feeling, not that she does feel this way, but that her decision might have been different. You know, you don't know. We are married and love each other now, but who knows what have happened. And if you're walking by faith, whether I told her or not, if that's my person, she would still be my person.
Facts. That's what I totally believe in. I believe in total transparency. And so, because that is an interesting thing that you bring up, is that legally, if I donated sperm, and it's such a tricky situation, because if I donated sperm and people adopt kids all the time, and it's just so many, try not to unpack it all because it can be very tricky. What I mean by that is that I adopted a child before.
Okay.
I just said, hey, Alexis, keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Adopted my child. Yeah, I adopted my nephew, and then I adopted a total stranger, my son Armani. But in it, they asked, do you want this to be a closed adoption? As a closed adoption, the parents don't know. I can change his name. I can do all this stuff, and they can, the records are sealed, and they have no knowledge of who adopted their child. Closed adoption. I went for open adoption because I believe in everything being open and whatnot. So with that being said, if the child was younger and I decided to do a closed adoption and never let my child know until I feel like it's the right time to tell my child he or she was adopted, I, as the parent, have the right to do that, which now removes the right from you to get on the show and say, hey, yeah, I donated sperm and this is what it was or whatever. And then your fiance begins to ask questions, and then you got a shucking job about how you answer it because all of this has been recorded. Right. So you don't know what the TV is going to, it becomes very tricky in that scenario. Yeah, because it's like, she could be like, I've asked you to go in there and share stuff like that. Like, what are you, like, it can get real crazy. So when I ask these questions, when I say, should you have done that, hindsight being 2020, I'm asking it based upon with the knowledge that you have, with all parties being included, because you know whether or not she would have been upset with you sharing it, what y'all's relationship was at that time, and how people that know how y'all were connected to each other, where they say, oh, well, I already knew that he was the donor or whatever. I don't know all that. But you're saying hindsight being 2020, you should have said, yes. This
is all laid up front because Ashley has nothing. You know, she comes with no baggage. She was up front. She went in and was very vulnerable. Me saying, trying to protect, I feel like when I say it, I'm trying to protect the family. It's a cop-out. You know, in my mind, I feel like.
What do you mean we say protect the family?
Because they didn't sign up for it. So I didn't want anyone to go exactly what they're doing, digging, searching. These kids' birth certificates are on social medias, websites. It went from being about the kids, what everyone said it was, to let's tear Tyler down, but these kids have been pushed to the back burner. As you're smearing me, you're forgetting to protect these kids. And people are missing that part. Like, again, I'm okay with taking the heat.
These kids, protecting the kids, these kids, he's psychotic.
So much distance. It's your sperm.
These are of you.
These are the boy, and I hate to say it like that because I don't want to just dox his name or whatever and stuff because he's still a minor, but the boy literally looks like you through Ashley's words.
Twin.
Through Ashley's words. And there's like a little saying in my family, when the child starts looking like one parent, we be like, oh, we see who was in love with who. But that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about
even though I'm not a parent, because I take it so seriously, and that's why I'm taking my time. The gift of bringing a child into this world is such a gift. Even though y'all are pissing around and having babies by bums, it's still a gift. It's still a gift. It's a gift from God. And how casual people take it. He had the pleasure of having a kid that's on this earth that looks just like him, that he could be investing in and loving and hoping that he has a better life than he was given. And instead, right, what Capricorn, people are smearing you in defense of your kids, bro.
Right.
God won't bless you like this. Unless you Donald Trump and you able to get away with everything and keep on surviving. I only know one man and that's him. Unless you got his good luck, if you not him, karma bends. Karma ain't bent for that man. So I don't know. He built different. But unless you him, you can't get away with this type of stuff. Karma gonna bend the block on you.
It just, I mean, I know he's repeating. Apparently, I don't. Well, I can't say I know he's repeating his father's cycle because I don't know why his father left. Don't know reasons why he left and decided,
he's still around. They were still talking about it, that he's around. I think he was just a bad dad. He probably was around like how Tyler's around. Like, he clearly knows.
Yeah. But it's just like, imagine your mom. Like, Tyler, imagine your mom seeing you on the street, knowing she's your mom, look dead at you, look at her, y'all look just alike, and she like, eh. And I get it. I get the whole thing because I've dated a guy who came from a parent that she was a single mom. She wasn't as affectionate or any of that stuff like that. So it wasn't really much PDA. It wasn't public display of affection from him. But it didn't stop him. Like, I had my daughter already by this time. It didn't stop him for even loving my daughter. Like, it was like, to this day, he still asks about where my daughter at if I was to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually loved my child. And that's not his. So I'm just trying to figure out, at what point do Ashley really think this man that disowns his own, that can look at him, be with him, spend time with him, and disown them, is going to really sit here and be the proper father that you want for your child? He just don't have that innate ability in him. That's what I just figured. Some people just don't have it in them.
Yeah, they don't.
And it's so funny, and I'm not going to say this is God's doing, but it's so funny that these people get gifted kids, the ability to have kids, where other people struggle that really have that nature in them, that nurturing ability to be a parent, and probably would be a really good parent. There's some people that be out here that is like, yeah, you should never be a parent. But there's some people that is trying all aspects to be a parent.
And honestly, the way him and Ashley operate, they seem like one of them aunties and uncles that are very selfish, both of them, and shouldn't have kids in general. Mm-hmm. I recommend that neither one of them, after this saga, even have kids, because Ashley doesn't seem to have a maternal bone in her bird brain body. So she doesn't need to have kids. She need to be one of them rich. Everybody got one of them rich, selfish aunties.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to be one of them rich, old selfish aunties, and that they bring you a $500 check to Christmas. That's right. What she needs to do.
And some people are just better aunties. Some people are just better aunties and uncles. Just
ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's her vibe. Because her lack of maternal instincts, her selfishness and bird brain activity, I don't know if she got it. And if she does decide to be a mom, I don't want to hear nothing out of her mouth about how this man ended up doing her kids. So
we'll see, Reese, because they said they weren't actively trying in the year because they have to keep it disclosed. So they didn't want to actively try, so they say. But we'll see, because she say they trying now. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see. Maybe they should call Bri up and ask her how she did it, because she lucked out twice. Maybe they need to go ahead and just do it in the cup. It might work out better, according to them. So.
Oh, but Alexis, the rich aunties that wanted kids and didn't have kids are honestly usually the best. Those are the sweet ones. And then there's the rich aunties like Ashley who don't need to procreate.
Yeah.
She don't need to procreate.
That's okay. Because I just feel like that also another thing that keeps them both alike is that I just don't think they have that innate. It's like, I don't know why people see people with other people's kids and be like, oh, you would be a great parent. Some people are just good with other people's kids. That don't mean that they'll be a great parent.
Honestly, people need to look how people treat their dogs. That's how I know. If you treat your dogs bad, leave them kids alone.
Well, this man puts his in a cage in an apartment, so listen, I'm not against caging your dog or whatever and stuff like that. Sometimes that's the need of where their bed needs to be, but just like literally you're in the apartment and the dog is just sitting in the cage while you're in the apartment. Like,
not while you're in the apartment.
Right.
Rainbow's bed is his cage at night. He likes his bed because he likes to be able to cover
it's like the little cover up and stuff. Some of them like it and stuff. It's like training from when they're a puppy and all this. some of them like it. I can't do mine because she thinks it's the carrier. She said, like, we going somewhere. It's like, no, girl, you just go later.
Exactly.
But yeah, oh, you don't like dogs? You might. Well, you know, there's other things that you could
Always
possibly.
said folks who don't like dogs are red flags. I told my friend she's out here. She said she's actually having trouble dating because she can't admit that she don't like dogs to the men because they think there's something wrong with her. I told her, I said, don't be telling people on the first date you don't like dogs, girl.
Well, then if this is the case, Elle said that means your dog ain't good trained either. So he ain't been spending enough time with the dog to train him properly. The dog and the kids get the same treatment.
Oh, yeah, I don't play with people having their dogs off the leash. Keep that big old dog. Alexis, you don't like dogs either? You're too sweet not to like dogs. Everybody would love my dog, though. My dog is 4 pounds.
Listen, my auntie don't like dogs either, but when I say she is like one of the best moms with her kids, like she is ride or die for her kids. Her kids do not be. If she was to watch this season, she would be so heartbroken with Ashley and just like highly cussing the TV with Tyler, because she don't like, literally you can't even babysit her kids. She trusts very few people with her kids. Her kids will travel and go everywhere with her, and she'll make that money just to make sure that they all going. Like, so it's in some people and it's just not in some other people. And part of the thing is she had a mother just like Tyler's, not a very affectionate mother and all the stuff like that. But I don't know. Everybody's different.
Oh no, you don't have no pit bull off the leash.
No. You know what? I had my pit bulls off the leash, but I also had them trained.
Well, not all people. I mean, in my family, pit bull is the sweetest pit bull you ever gonna meet. He's sweeter than Rainbow, but you still don't have him off the leash. You gonna scare people. Not everybody is. You know what I mean? Like not everybody is.
Yeah, this is true.
That's kind of inconsiderate.
This is true. And then there's a thing with pit bulls too. They're trained to hunt, so they're going to go after little things regardless.
Like little dogs. Like even if a dog don't hurt a human, it could go after other little dogs. That's just not a.
Yeah. So you do have to. And I mean, in California, it's a law. You have to have them on a leash, and you have to have insurance for them. So it is what it is.
Got sidetracked. I don't know. It's probably my fault.
Yeah. No, it's all good because this is a bunch of lies we gotta get back right because we'd be confused.
For the omission part, for certain parts that I played in people's lives, I'll never be perfect. Trying to be a perfect person, husband, it'll never be. But I do just wish I told Ashley up front and let her make that decision. Mm-hmm. She's, for the most part, I'm gonna speak for her. She's happy. I'm not holding her down. I don't have her handcuffed. She's a very strong, intelligent woman who makes great decisions her entire life.
And so when you look back at the moment where she asked you, have you seen the kids before? Why did you answer that question like that? And you said, maybe I know. See,
so it was like I don't know. It was like a look around. I don't know. So that was me trying to avoid. And then as I said it to avoid, I realized we were filming. So that night, as soon as camera stopped, I was like, okay, we had conversations off camera. And I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about this. I had mentioned multiple times to Ashley, I don't want to talk about this on camera. And she was like, we have to. Like, I feel a certain type of way now. I can't interact. We have been so loving. Up until that point, people loved us because the way we loved each other. That was coming to a halt because I came out and told her on my own the night prior. So then that came up and I'm like, I'm trying to avoid this on camera. I really was. When she asked, it was like a quick avoidance, escape. How can I get away from this? And I was like, I don't know. Told Ashley, the picture showed her, yes, they know what I look like. The involvement, we went through the steps of talking. We still talk. We still have very uncomfortable conversations to this day. So it was a cop-out is what it was.
Good. Glad you own that. Because for you to question whether or not your child, well, let me ask you this, because I want to make sure I respect how I'm wording stuff. Do you consider those, well, we're going to talk about the one that was the donor situation, and I'm saying one is, I'm going to have you answer the twins, but do you look at them as your child?
That's tough. I'll be honest. So that is a tough question. And I say it because I haven't been actively involved. I know that's what's running around on the internet, but I haven't. I was around the son a lot more, only because we were living in the same building. He was around. There was a lot going on. As the twins were born, no, I wasn't around them for almost 4 years. So you'll see her mom post videos and it's saying, who is that? Who's that? She's trying to convince them who I am because they didn't know who I was. So I haven't.
The twins.
Yeah. Yep. So
the twins are girls.
Yes. Twin girls. Yep. And she's trying to convince the kids that, who I am because I wasn't around. And it's a very sticky situation because I don't feel like a father. And I've told this to Bride herself that I don't feel like a father. What I feel like is a glorified babysitter that you need money from. These kids have been raised the past 4 or 5 years with another woman. She's engaged. So they have been raised in a 2-woman household, which I initially was signing up for. So I had to be okay with that if I did step back.
Right.
And it's not an easy situation to step out of. Like I do feel for the kids. But the more clarity I get, I'm just a people pleaser, extreme people pleaser. So Bri has a way of being convincing where she's like, she'll go through an argument with her fiance or whoever she's dating at the time. She's wrapped in a relationship. And she's like, hey, can you come back around? Can you be around? And I think I'm making bad decisions. Like maybe I should be in their lives. And I'm not putting it on her because I'm still a grown man making decisions on my own.
Absolutely.
But the touch and go of he's been active this entire time, it's not true. The pictures you do see, they are very intimate. Holidays, birthdays. I don't even looking at the pictures, I don't feel like a father.
So answer this. Here's a picture where you had dad on your shirt. Why would you wear a shirt like that if you wasn't going to play the role of father?
So I initially stepped up to play that role as father.
At what stage?
Right before before the twins were born. I had already agreed to step in. I would be a part of it. Another misconception is that I named the twins. Bri was dating a girl who named those twins.
Okay.
So a girl has always played a major part in these kids' lives. They gave one of the twins my middle name, but that was her and the girl she was dating. She named those kids.
So you had no say. So let's go all the way back.
Yeah.
We don't got to the other twins. I'm going to go right from the very beginning. How did this donor situation take place with the first child?
Yeah. So me and Bri were close friends, extremely close friends, hung out almost every other day, if not. She hung with all the guys. She's one of the homies, to be honest. Like she is super cool. And I'll never take that from her. Her and her wife were trying to start a family. Her wife has a daughter, but they wanted to have a kid together. They went to the sperm donor bank. They charge per, I don't know if you know this, I found out with them. They charge for every, sounds like a 2K game, for every attribute. So if you want to be with, yeah, that's what I was thinking about, because it's like an attribute. So if you want to be with, if you want your sperm donor to be black, if you want him to be 6 foot, if you want him to be educated, you have to pay per. You can go in and just say, I want black or white, and that'll be bottom line. But if you want to, add some things on, you have to pay for those things. And they couldn't afford it. So I was like, look, I'll help y'all out. They had some home kit where it's like a cup. You do your business in a cup. You give it to them. They do what they want with it. They had their family. The wife did leave right before or right after the son was born.
Oh, let's go back. What year is this?
This was 20. I'll have to double check the facts. And I don't want to sit here and say, I think.
Can we speed past this mess?
It's so much right here. I don't know where to stop at, but you can speed past it if you will.
Jay.
Because it's never a complete sentence or never a complete answer, nothing or whatever and stuff. It's like, what are we talking about? Like, we talk about how we got the donor situation and they did their business in the cup, and then all of a sudden the wife left. What the frick does that have to do with you? Why did the wife leave? You want to tell us a story or something? Why did you enter that into the conversation?
You know
Is there
what's so
something
crazy?
there?
You know what's so crazy is that I believe, and this is what I think Bird Brain is believing. I believe that the messy lesbian in and out of it all did cause a strained relationship with the kids, especially because he was going to be a raggedy dad anyway. I do think the extra dynamic of their own separate lesbian stuff going on, and then his dynamic did make it a strained, maybe not stereotypical dad-kids relationship throughout this duration. But my thing is, I don't care. There's plenty of dudes that have strained relationships with their kids. Those are still your kids.
Still.
I don't think he's lying about, and that's what makes liars very dangerous. They insert things that are true and that they really believe, and they surround them around other things that are lies, and that's where it's confusing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're trying to out Bri at the same time in the middle of this, but not actually give us any real answers. Like, you cannot protect nobody in this story and act like you're protected. Like, how I put this, you can't sit here and try to protect yourself in a story where people has already said this is what you did. At this point, you should be clearing up what they said, but you're trying to out people, but not out them at the same time. It's like, oh, she had a girlfriend and the girlfriend did this, but okay, granted, she's still married. So what you're trying to say is that she's cheating on her thing with other people besides you.
Right. And then because Bri is also has her own dirt, she doesn't want to air herself out. Yes. Honestly, Bri should have just said, I went to Pound Town with this man both times, but she don't want to say that.
She don't want to say that.
But we know that's the truth.
It's like, just go ahead and out it
twice.
Just go ahead and out it all out. You know, you didn't want to say it the first time because I'm struggling with my sexuality. Child, you like a little ping on the side. We get it. It is okay. He like a little blue bag puss.
Ricky should have made her tell the truth about the first Pound Town. Like, stop this lie. Stop all of it. Stop. You went to Pound Town the first time. You went to Pound Town the other time. You probably went to a Pound Town a few times after that. So come on.
Just be for real. All of this right here would have been stopped. All this would have been stopped, because that's why I say bride can't act like it's just all about the kids and all this stuff like that, because if it was all about the kids, your emotions personally for this man would be removed enough for you to tell the truth.
Right. Hey, Tron.
I'm getting that y'all still like each other.
There's something there.
Y'all still covering for each other. Y'all just like each other and stuff like that. You mad that she won't leave you for a woman? She mad that she just don't really like peeing enough to stay with you all fully. Y'all not going to convince me that there's not something here, because there's no reason at this point. If you come out and tell lies on me and it's not the truth, I'm out in everything. Everything coming out. I'm going kamikaze on everything. Like, bro, what? Okay, yes, I was doing this at this time, but guess who was doing it with me? Yes, I had a wife, but who was covering my secrets? Like, we gonna get it all out since they want to talk. They want to do a tell-all. Let's tell it all then. Let's tell it all, because I ain't gonna have no shame, especially a man that's sitting on this couch after being in the pause telling Ashley how he's with God. Let's not forget that part. You're with God so much. God is telling you to lie. God is telling you to admit. God is telling you to abandon and forsake your children. Now, I know God told me in a lot of things in the past. It was a little questionable. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think God is telling you any of this.
God ain't saying nothing.
God ain't talk to you at all, sir. I don't know what God you talking about. Child, I don't know where to. Okay, we just gonna randomly pick a spot because I don't know where to skip this to. Seaway, so wherever we land, that's where we land. Boom. Okay. I'll come back later and come back in the middle and get some thoughts, because there's some other points I know. Okay, so I think this is about the girlfriend
relationship with your fiance. Wouldn't that happen around the same time?
3-month difference span. So after I found out she cheated, it was about 2 to 3 months after that where I was like, I'll help you.
No, take the cheating out. Take from, this is a woman in my life. I'm dating this woman right here.
Yeah.
I'm donating some sperm to this other lady. When does this lady, at what stage did this happen? I donate that. I'll give you months. I started dating this woman in January 2016. My homegirl, I say, let me go ahead and help you. I'm gonna donate some sperm to you in March of 2016. The same month, 3 months later, 4 months later, I end up breaking up with her. Was she in your life while you were before? What stage was it when you donated the sperm while this woman is in your life?
At the end of after our relationship.
So after your relationship was over, then you donated sperm.
Yes.
Okay. So the question was, so that's what you're saying is that this relationship was already over, and now
I'm helping someone else. Yes, because that's where I'm at the point where
you say
I'll never find love. Yes, I'll never be with anyone.
Now that makes sense. I'm never.
That's a lie.
First of all,
you took your fiance to the baby shower.
It was a gender reveal, and then because Latarius asked, did you take her to the baby shower? He says no, because it wasn't the baby shower; it's a gender reveal. So he's able to wiggle out of that one, but then come back and say that you broke up with her before,
and because who cheated?
He's saying the fiance cheated on him. But later on, as he continues with this part right here, he's going to say, the person that cheated on him, I gave her the courtesy to let her know that my friend is having a baby.
If I was her, you know the reason why he's able to say that, because he knows a news anchor can't go back and forth with him. Because if she could go back and forth with him, it's like, no, don't lie on me, sir.
But she already, according to TikTok and things, she already had put her stuff out there at the time when it happened.
And said what he did. He was running trains and doing everything on her. He's such a liar, you diabolical little troll.
Like, you gonna sit here, and that's the scary part, is because with liars, and my homeboy told me this back in college. He was like, the best thing a liar can do is listen. And they're going to listen for you to make one detail wrong. He said, my girl can be like, did I see you the other day with some other girl? He like, nah. She'd be like, oh no, I seen you the other day. You had a red shirt on. And he'd be like, I had a blue shirt on. I'm going to hold on to that one detail.
And that's what's going to throw everything off.
Yep. Throw everything off. He holding on to the one detail that this man said, did you go to the baby shower? So when Latarius starts trying to break it down, no, give me an actual time frame so I understand there's no overlapping of the relationship from the time you were in this relationship with this lady and the time you donated to Bri. There's no overlap. As y'all watch him, I'm gonna play it back real quick, just a little bit, but watch how he fiddles around in all this through this whole thing. Now, most of the time he's been pretty still in the beginning when we just like being relaxed, chill, and all this, but this whole conversation has him fiddling around so much.
Now, take from this is a woman in my life. I'm dating this woman right here. I'm donating some sperm to this other lady. When does this lady? At what stage did this happen? I donate that. I'll give you months. I started dating this woman in January 2016. My homegirl, I say, let me go ahead and help you. I'm gonna donate some sperm to you in March of 2016. The same month, 3 months later, 4 months later, I end up breaking up with her. Was she in your life while you were before? What stage was it when you donated the sperm while this woman is in your life?
At the end of after our relationship.
So after your relationship was over, then you donated sperm.
Yes.
Okay. So the question was, so that's what you're saying is that this relationship was already over, and now
I'm helping someone else. Yes, because that's where I'm at the point where
you said I'll never find love.
Yes, I'll never be with anyone.
Now that makes sense. I'm never gonna find anybody. This woman done cheated on me. Now that makes sense. I can resonate with it. I'm never gonna find anybody. This woman I was engaged to, she cheated on me. Boom, forget it. Oh, I can be a help of service to somebody else.
Why not?
Let me go ahead and help. You. Okay, that makes sense. Tyler, no.
But about to hurry up and grab something and drink some water real quick. Like, you under pressure.
Why are we lying on people like they can be confirmed? Like, why are we lying on a woman that could come out and tell you you're a lying hoe? Like, is he doing that pathological thing when you cheated, so now you're saying the other person cheated?
Ricky from TikTok said she talked to the news anchor last night, so he better stop lying before she comes out. LOL, Capricorn Moon Goddess stated.
Because that's slander.
It is. Because you're gonna say that this lady's basically a cheater and all this stuff like that, that she wasn't present in the pictures at the gender reveal party. I could have swore I seen a picture with 4 people. 2, Deshaun and Bri, Tyler, and some other lady.
This too much.
It's like you, sir, you was born in the wrong era for the lies, because you were in the era of pictures and phones and evidence and stuff like that for these type of lies. You needed to be back in the 50s, 20s, 30s, somewhere before cell phones, cameras, digital, anything.
Somewhere
was invented. Cause say what now? Yeah, I'm wearing the dad t-shirt because the grandma got it for me.
Okay.
But I dress up with all my friends' kids and the holidays and all this stuff. I ain't seen no pictures with you and nobody else's kids though. Pumpkin patch and soccer games is not really a holiday like that. Like, he's so frustrating. I'm gonna go a little bit longer than I'm gonna.
I understand. You got a very
sticky situation.
Yeah, your life is, boy, Jesus. So because you got some decisions, because you be making life decisions, and it's just.
And that's the thing is, which I realized, I never had any proper guidance.
I see.
So the decisions I'm making, I've always based it on, I'm successful, I can do this. Standing back, like, no, I couldn't have done this. Maybe I should have had a mentor. Maybe I had someone to talk to, but I didn't have anyone around me at the time to talk me through any of this.
And you're 27 years old.
He says this right here, but at some point in this interview, he says that his uncle was like his father figure. You on mute.
Okay.
You ain't got nobody but your uncle's a father figure. I'm pretty sure you got your homeboys. You don't have nobody that you can talk to make better decisions. But then on top of it, he gonna say later on in the interview, or he might have said it. No, I think it's later on. He gonna say that his mom trusts him with the decisions that he made because he makes great decisions. Netflix, y'all probably shouldn't have never put this. I'm sorry.
I just need everybody to stand on business. When Netflix tries to parade this raggedy nonsense that they call a couple in front of us, I hope y'all stand on business. And I hope we also consider whether or not we should be watching next season, or at least watching differently, because to me, not only did you parade this around as if this was okay, you're not even giving us the tea. You're not even giving us the background arguments. Like it wasn't even produced well.
Netflix, I'm losing all faith because y'all already got all these lawsuits and scandals, and then this y'all want to pop up with this foolishness.
This is the worst. When it was asked, this is the worst thing that I think I've seen on reality TV across like every show.
Yeah, because it just keeps getting worse and worse as it continues. I mean, in most reality shows, people just eventually be like, you know what, I effed up. I did something. Kenya Moore just came out and said she regrets some of the stuff, the foolishness that she did.
Yeah, leaking the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley needs to stand up because Ashley's gonna look up and be on the other side of this, and it's like, I don't understand why she's not realizing that this is her legacy. And I know she once loved so god dog bad, but your name is all you have in this world. And the fact that her name is attached to this, to me, is the saddest part about it. Like, you want to be loved so bad that you're willing to degrade and disown and aid a deadbeat and be called a deadbeat yourself, because that's what you are, all to be with this man who's not even a prize. That's crazy to me. Your name is, yes, Elle said she's okay with this legacy, but I think she's okay with it because that's how desperate and sad she is. This is not the life that she was choosing before she met Tyler, which shows me that this is the level of desperation that some women will drop to. She wasn't living this type of messy life before this man came in her life.
Not this level of mess.
Well, that is very messy, Elle said. That's very messy, but not on this level. So,
yeah, but she didn't cut him off. She didn't even know. I mean, she just refused. She didn't actually cut him off. She just refused to talk to him at first. She didn't have a relationship with him. She did have to be talked into it, but I mean, I can understand that. There's a lot of people that go through that. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to introduce nobody new into my life at this point right now because I'm okay with where I'm at. But this level of messiness is like, ma'am, you had boundaries before you got in here. You needed a God-fearing man. You didn't want a man with kids. You wanted somebody that was more honest than your last relationship that you just previously got out of, that you've been in since high school or whatever and stuff like that, you know. But what? You tolerating all of this? And what's pissing me off is this is Netflix. If this was a white couple, would y'all just like really be pushing this like this? Would y'all be like sitting here would y'all sat there and let them on the stage not really reveal anything? Because I remember Trevor having to bring the receipts of the text messages and he wasn't even picked to go as far.
Yeah, we got all into that, but they think that this is what we do. They think that Black people are okay with the abandonment of kids.
I hate that stigma is pushed through media and TV and all that stuff like that, but it's not true. It's not true. You said it last night on Little Black Books channel that it's systematic racism and stuff. Still, all of these things are still in place. We are just now recovering from a whole bunch of stuff. Black Wall Street was not that long ago. The crack epidemic was not that long ago. That was like the 80s. We're only 2 decades removed from that stuff. So when the homes was getting disrupted and all this stuff, the husbands and the men was taken out of their homes, that was all in the 80s.
And now we're reaping, I think now we're seeing the trickle down from that. And the fact that I believe 60% of African-American kids are either born to or will live in a single parent home. And I just don't think women are they're just not equipped to be raising these boys, and we're seeing it.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's just the dynamic of it. We're seeing what happens when a woman is raising these sons by herself. Look at what Tyler's doing.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of women who are doing they're going above and beyond to try to make sure that they are what do you call it? Overcompensating in many ways and finding tools to fill in that gap. They're recognizing the gap and they're trying to fill it, and shout out to them. But you know, a lot of people are just doing the best they can, and it's not enough. And that's what we're seeing with these boys. And the cycle has to stop, but it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's gonna stop. I don't know. I want to get into some other parts, but I'm gonna kind of sum it up just a little bit because I'm on a time crunch. I got to be somewhere today, but
and I got to take this dog out soon. But
yeah. So, but there's a different part, and I'm gonna see if I can find it so I can highlight it again, so I can go directly to it tomorrow. But there's a part of it that really struck out to me because I come from a split home. I come from a broken parent. You know, I have both my parents, but they weren't actively both in my life at the same time. But my daughter's also a product of that. However, what I wanted to ensure is, and me and her dad had that conversation, is I need him to be an active father to her. I don't need him in my life.
Mm-hmm. She
needs him in her life. Because I know how important it is to have a father because I had my father. You know what I'm saying? And there's things that only a father can give a daughter that I can't give. I can give whatever my dad gave to me to her. And when I wasn't unsure of what our relationship was going to be or if he was going to step up and do the role, what I did is call my dad and say, hey, this is the situation that I have at him. And my dad reassured me. He was like, I'm going to tell you just like this. I know how it feels to have kids. I know how it feels not to have kids. I know how it feels to be a father to all my kids. So if that man does not want to step up, I'm here for you, period. Tyler's telling us at some point that his uncle was a mentor to him or whatever and stuff like that. I'm curious on how much he was active in his life. How much of a mentor was he there? Was he just that uncle that showed up? You know, one of those uncles, rich uncles that show up whenever and stuff like that? Or did you actually have conversations with him? Because there's an African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
Meaning not just the uncles, not just the aunties, not the cousins, all this stuff like that. But sometimes you get blessed to have bonus parents. And like I say, when I had my stepmom, it wasn't always an easy road because I was mad she wasn't my mom. And she might have had her old feelings too that I'm not her actual child. But at the end of the day, when I look back on it, I couldn't have been here without her. She helped me so much through life. And so when my daughter and when her dad decide he's going to move on and he has another marriage and another one, guess what? Now she has 2 bonus moms. And our job was to co-parent all as one unit. So when he got married the first time, it's like, okay, I need to know who this woman is. We need to talk or whatever and stuff like that. It was a blessing to me because I cook, she do hair. Guess what? My baby is fed, hair is combed, whatever and stuff like that. Next one is a medical scholar. She does all this other stuff. Education, great. She got my baby through high school because my child lived with them during high school. So my child gained more parents. Why, for me with Tyler and this thing, I keep getting pushed out. No, you're pushing yourself. You're actively walking out. I'm not even about to say nobody's pushing you out. You're actively walking out when you say, oh, she got somebody. Nobody's pushing you out. Nobody could push you out of a child life. Those 2 women is not pushing my daughter's life at this time right now.
Right.
Only people that could push them out of her life is my daughter.
The more the merrier with kids. The more the merrier with kids.
That's what I'm saying. It takes all of us to do this. And guess what? It's just like when we have these conversations on the platform, it's different perspectives. They learn from everywhere.
Right.
And I made sure as a parent, my daughter respected them. Gave them the same respect that she would give me. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, you talk to my daughter, you've seen her or whatever and stuff like that. Sean hasn't talked to my daughter. Yeah, everybody's like, you have such a lovely child. I can't take all the ownership. I like to take all the ownership, like I just did this all by myself, but I didn't. It took everybody that was around me and her dad that raised her to be the beautiful person that she is. And I'm appreciative for every last part of it. It wasn't always easy. Me and her dad didn't always get along. We had difference of opinions from time to time. We argue, we fight, we did a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it was all for the sake of the child, which he likes to keep saying, we're not protecting his children. You're not protecting your children. All of this stuff is going on. You didn't want them to be raised in a single parent home and all this stuff like that. So make sure they have more than one. So if one decides to leave, guess what? There's another one always there.
And he could have formed whatever type of relationship that worked for him, Ashley, the kids that he wanted. I mean, I would have loved it to be a more close relationship, but any type of relationship that he could have formed would have been better than him just doing this. You know, he could have started slow, trying to rebuild that, you know what I mean? And trying to get back in those kids' life. So, I mean, anything was better than this, you know? So, and you can't be mad at what she doing in her house to try to find some stability for her house if she's stuck taking care of twins and another child that looks just like you.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and then in the house of twins, listen, 2 parents still ain't enough. Be up in there, bro, because somebody got to sleep. Somebody needs some sleep. So he could have easily just been in there. It's like, I think when you say, for me, what I hear is they pushing me out. They're pushing me out of the relationship with them. Or Bry's pushing me out of a relationship with her. But she's not pushing you out of the kid's life.
Yeah, and then what is it? Janae or Janai? Tell me how to say it. Yeah, if you agreed on being an uncle, what happened to that? You're not even being an unc. You're not even being big unc.
You still part of the village.
That's the question as it is. Like, okay, now y'all, let's say all of y'all decided that you're going to be an uncle, which is dumb as hell. But anyway, then what happens to that? You could be the uncle that pay child support because you're responsible.
Yeah. You would be the uncle that come over and take them out and you know, give them bath and do all that stuff.
They decided to take that responsibility for you. Like, hey, you're more like an uncle figure. Okay, we good over here. You know, whatever. You're not even doing that.
He wants to say a glorified babysitter, but it sounds like you wasn't even.
He doesn't want to pay, Jay. This is all about him not wanting to pay. And Ashley, he doesn't want to pay.
But I get you don't want to pay. A lot of men don't want to pay, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to pay on the front end and the back end. That's just life. We all got to pay. When we make quote unquote mistakes or unplanned ventures, we got to pay at some point. You know what I'm saying? But to sit here and call yourself a glorified babysitter, sir, how you even make that make sense? How are you a babysitter if you're not there?
You're not even there. Oh, Jenny, child, we was all wrong.
Jenny? Oh, sorry, child. Let's our bad. Okay. How are you a glorified babysitter if you are not even there? Make it make sense, because you want to tell us that you were never there. You weren't even there for the twins. You were sometime around for the firstborn or whatever. You lived in an apartment, so you would be over 3, 4, 5 days a week or whatever. But you're a glorified babysitter for the 4 years you were absent in the twins' life. So I'm saying, like, I'm not really pressed. I mean, Latarius gave a lot more pushback, yeah, here and there. But the answer is all we needed is right here, because he's just talking. He's just rambling. You're not even making sense. You're a glorified absent babysitter? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But anyways, y'all. I know I wanted to do only an hour. I'm a little bit over the hour. I'm about the 120 mark, so I'm gonna have to pause it here. You ready? You already got your head out to get out there. Is it snowing out there already?
Yeah, I don't know what's. And then they act like it's LA. They don't know how to get to the streets. So I don't know what Rainbow gonna do, but he need to make it quick.
Yeah. He all snuggled up to get out there.
I'm gonna put his little snow thing on. He don't really need it. Just keep his shirt on.
But let's see, after I finish this award show tonight, you know what I'm saying, if I still got some energy, I'll be back. I'll be back this evening. If not, I'll be back again tomorrow to get some more of this out, because there's so much of this that I just want to continue to break down and help y'all see that y'all don't really need Latarius to give too much pushback, because Tyler is going to sink himself.
He will, and if I'm free, I'll come back.
Okay.
But yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for being here for right now. We'll get into part 2 a little later. Stay posted. So one way to stay posted is hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Likes helps us in the algorithm, so please like it. You know what I'm saying? You'll get more of our videos and stuff, our breakdowns. Y'all love Seaway. We know we have her back more often when she can. We trying to get her in some other sports adventures and stuff. So, but yes, let them know where they can find you. Seaway, before
you guys can find me on my TikTok. I know a lot of you guys may not be into sports, but the way I talk about it, you will love it. You will love it over there. You can find me on my TikTok. It's Seaway's World Esquire. It's Seaway's World Esquire. And then my backup TikTok is As Told by Seaway, where I talk about some of the stuff over here, but I'm just not as active on that page. But I do be on that page yapping. So make sure you follow me on my TikTok, my sports TikTok. You may end up loving sports, even if you don't already watch it. I would love the support over there. And then my IG is Mrs. Dior 22, MRSDIOR 22 is where you can find me. Great community on both pages, so check me out.
And trust me, if y'all love how Seaway breaks this down, y'all gonna love how she breaks sports down, baby. I don't be knowing half of these people. She be talking about sometimes because I don't keep up as much as I used to. But it just be entertaining to listen to her, especially when she be getting on the Sky Coach.
People be like, I don't even know what you talk about, but this is funny as hell. They be right over there with me. I love the people who come from Another Round and Little Black Book to kick it with me on TikTok, because that's where I'm at every day. So if you're looking for me, that's where I'm at every day, all day. So hang out with me over there.
Yes. And yeah, we'll be back later. Y'all have a safe and blessed day out there. Apparently, there's a lot of Ligers, Tylers in the world, so y'all be careful, okay? Y'all just let them talk. Sometimes you just gotta I know we don't have time to digest all they be saying, but sometimes just let them talk. They'll tell on themselves. Don't worry. But anyways, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna let her we're gonna play her intro for the exit out of here, just because some of y'all missed it in the beginning. So y'all just know who we dealing with, okay? All right, as we get up out of here. I'll see y'all later. Let me remove this. See y'all later. Bye, y'all. Okay, have a good evening.
Well, never mind. You know what? I don't care. Way.
It's Seaway's world.
Never mind. You know what? I don't care. Way. So negative becomes the negative. Bye way. Get a +1. Because you'd be a secondary. You'd be a channel. A kid of Kojo's channel. You will have your own shit. You will be the baby. A son. Let's go. Bye way.